So I'm Isaac, and this is America the Lighthouse. And there's someone moving around upstairs in the kitchen. Sounds like so here creaking or cracking. It's just someone walking upstairs. Um, but this video is in a similar vein to one of my other videos, to speak truth to power. And that was just about informing people, about having dialogue, about um, offering maybe a different perspective on how things should be or how things are. This was more as to, you know, understanding that people like Epstein and however you weigh in or not weigh in on like the Bill Cosbys and the Michael Jacksons. I don't know. I still don't know if I know exactly sure about the last two, Michael Jackson and Bill Cosby, if they are the people that they've been made out to be. I've seen one guy who made a compelling argument to that as to their innocence, and so I'm again up in the air on that one. But people like Epstein um, and the Clintons and all that ilk, they are truly evil, vile people. Uh, and you'll hear right wingers like me call them refer to them as lizard people. Now, I think I said in another video, we don't think they're actually lizard people. We just think that they are slimy, disgusting, foul humans, likened to a lizard-like creature. Um, but in a way, that's kind of mean to lizards because lizards are actually pretty cool. Chameleons, geckos, the salamanders, newts. But you know, lizard-like is lizard people is just a good a colloquial term to be used on people who obviously have no concept of their humanity, and their soul is hollow and as dark as um, one can imagine a soul can be. But people like that only get to the position they're in when people do nothing. And so this is about the idea, the concept of the only way evil wins is if good men do nothing. Now, you get men. What about good women? Well, I use the term men, shortened for mankind, and therefore, of course, referring to men, women, blacks, Asians, all of us, mankind, into one simple term that's encompassing of all of mankind. And so when I say good men will stop evil, I mean good people. But it sounds better when you say it the original way. The only way for evil to succeed is for good men to do nothing, and that is very true. Now that for the average person, there's not much that one could do with that, um, because it's really small little bubbles of our society that where that evil is festering. Some smaller than others, some quite big, like Hollywood. It's all just a giant bubble. I'm sure. I'm fairly certain there are a couple actors in there that aren't lizard people, like Bill Murray and Kurt Russell and Chris Pratt and people like that, who are originally interested in that industry to make movies and entertain people. But it seems to be that about 90% of the people in that industry have to be lizard people who are okay with pedophilia. um, you have from Oprah Winfrey to Tom Hanks to Bill Gates, a computer guy who, by all accounts, just a geeky kid. Um, but apparently he's part of that lizard people cabal as well, whatever you want to call it, cabal group, New World Order, whatever you want to call them. They're just a bunch of people that, through either personal choice or through force, have been put into this type of bubble where you can't speak out because the atrocities you either did willingly or unwillingly prevent you from changing the that environment. And so then that's where the good men must stop evil comes in, because you may have been misled or tricked or blackmailed or otherwise coerced into doing something that you may not have wanted to do. um, and it is sad that happened. Uh, but if you are truly a good person, you'll take that horrific act and use it to create change in that area. But too many people are complicit with it. Either thinking that they cannot do any good, or that the damage they will receive will outweigh the good they do. And that may be the case. But doing good isn't it doesn't guarantee you success or victory uh, for this corporeal world we live in. It does, however, go a long way is to purifying and enriching your soul. Um, and really, that's what matters most. This world is temporary. This world is for us to create and innovate and explore and admire the wonders of this universe we have. Um, but what carries on after, like in all countries and all societies, had some form of an afterlife, in some form or another. Uh, and so you need to be the man, human person that steps up, and even at risk of sacrificing your own success and luxury, you must be the person that stands up and does good in the face of evil, or evil just going to keep on doing what it keeps on doing. And Epstein didn't die for his crimes; he died because of what he could have let out of the box if given the opportunity. And I think a lot of people that end up dying in that scenario, they're not dying because they've been gotten to by the good people. It's because the even worse people, or just the people aligned with that type of mentality, um, is terrified of losing more than collateral damage. Like Epstein was collateral damage, and they could the people of that ilk could afford throwing a lamb on the sacrificial altar. Um, and it's not even the horrific people like Epstein that get thrown on the table. It's anyone that they feel isn't 100% in line with what they want. And again, that's a form of evil. That's taking out the nuance and complexities that is the human mind and spirit. Um, you will never find anyone you agree with 100% with. You can say you do, but I guarantee there are people who say they support or endorse something, but really don't. They just say it to not stir the water, not rock the boat. But again, that's what needs to happen. The boat needs to get rocked. Even if you lose something, even if you sacrifice something great, if it's in the course of stopping evil, then it's justified. And whether you're rewarded in this life uh, with acceptance of your deed, uh, but it will matter. And we need more of us need to get into the mindset of that when we see evil, even if it will hurt us to expose it, we must do so. We must have the courage to step forward and take the scrapes and scratches that come when trying to stop an evil man or people. And so we really need to remember that the evil that we see in this world is only because good men do nothing. And when the good man does nothing, he becomes complicit with the evil that he had the ability to stop, or at least expose. You may not stop it completely with your speaking up, but every little bit of light that shines on evil like that is a disinfectant, and it'll slowly and gradually kill that evil. But only if it's done in a ritual in a habitual manner. Anytime you see something evil, just speak out. Try to make it second nature that you just it's like what's it muscle memory. Try to think of it as thought memory. Anytime you see evil, just call it out as best as you can. And because that's it at the end of the day, it's what we do in this world matters. But it matters more what we stand up against as opposed to what we stand for. Because you can stand for anything, but to stand against something that takes more more character and more determination, and a lot of times a lot of courage because you'll lose something, especially if you're in the realm of where that is, and you have the ability to expose that evil. You may suffer ramifications from it, but therein is the problem because too many people are they don't want to take the risk. They don't want to worry about rocking the boat or dirtying the waters. But that's how we get people like Epstein and Oprah Winfrey and Bill Gates, who flagrantly expose that they are evil, disgusting, demented, twisted fucks, but seem to just skate through society with TV shows and networks and millions of followers who don't see them for the disgusting, slimy scum, pond scum they are. That's 11 minutes. Okay, I'm gonna let this go. But remember, good men are the only way that evil is stopped. And being a good man is not easy. It's not something that comes with instructions. Uh, and a lot of times you have to look inward to see what and when you need to speak up against the evil. Uh, but if you are silent, you're complicit, and that evil exists only because you did not try to stop him, and you are to blame too. Again, if you try to stop it and not as much happens as you think it should, don't consider it a loss because it goes to show that there needs to be light shown on it, and your light will bleed to more light, and eventually enough light will shine upon it that the evil is driven away, like the darkness. Okay, thank you, and I'll have another video tomorrow. Goodbye.